Welcome back. Today we're on a job working for one of my dad's friends, believe it or not. He's got a nice car in the garage and he wants to have like a dedicated circuit, and it's nice and easy to because there's a fuse board there. So we're going conduit up, across, along this beam, and then if I spin you around, that beam comes down here, all the way down to here, and then we're going to have a dedicated socket on its own circuit so we can plug in like the trickle charge for the battery. Just wants to play it safe, which I totally understand because it's a very nice car. Ford Focus RS Special Edition one. So yeah, in this lovely blue colour. That's a surfboard. I don't know why I use that as a reference. It looks a lot nicer than that blue. So that's one job at this property. I'm going to get this one done so then you can bring the car back in the garage as the weather doesn't look too promising. And then we've got these Philips Hue lighting around the house. It's a new build, so we're just fitting a few more of these. We've got those to fit, so we're coming from that switch, and then we've got one going just the other side of the wall here, and then some of the other jobs we've got on are a outside double socket install with drilling out the back of a socket, black conduit along the side of the house on the side that you can't really see and it's not accessible, to the corner of the back of the wall, corner of the back of the house, where we're putting a black Knightsbridge double socket, IP rated. And then another little job is messing around with one of those Philips Hue light fittings, which we need to hardwire off a fuse spur. This is the current fuse board. We've got a Wilex fuse board on this new build property. From memory, these are about 5 years old, roughly. So yeah, not a bad little board to be fair for a new build. They've put in split load RTDs, which is a bit naughty. Type AC, not the best, but I'm fitting a Type A 20 amp Wilex RCBO to cover my new circuits. The only downside is because I'm fitting an RCBO, I've got to shift all of these, pick them up and shift them all over a bit, which is fine buzz bar wise because there's a bit extra there, so I can just make something and cut one to allow me to have enough. Obviously you've got your main switch incomer, and then to keep these separate, obviously currently there's live going in, live going out, which then feeds into the top of the RCD, which then goes down into the buzz bar, feeding all the breakers. So I can just cut that there, one of them buzz bars, pinch those two little bits of buzz bar. If not, I do think I have some in my van, and then shift all this along and then put a link also in the bottom of the main switch into my RCBO. So then that's fed separately, and then all of these are still free, and you've got spare ways for any additional circuits. And whilst we're at it, we're going to relabel the fuse board as well, because, yeah, not the best. Nipped in screw fix this morning, as I only really need conduit adapters and a Wilex bit. In my local wholesaler didn't have Wilex, but screw fix did. So I nipped in and picked up all this shebang. Got some cheap silicone as well, just for running around the outdoor sockets. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for this. So let's have a look on the edge of there, which I think it will. That's a 20mm knockout. So I'll try and knock that out, squeeze that on there, laser up. We've got some conduit going up, elbow, elbow, all the way along here, elbow, elbow down, all the way down to a double socket there. The board is now ready. I've put in the RCBO, a bit of buzz bar in between. I left an extra spare way on the non-RCD side because in the future, if you ever want a car charger, even though I'm 99% sure this customer's never going to have an electric car because they're a proper petrol head, which is super cool. But potential solar or anything like that, they've got a dedicated circuit there, another one where someone can add an RCBO, i.e. me. They've still got two circuits spare ready for like Type AC RCDs, and you could swap that to a Type A in the future if you wanted any other additional works. So there's plenty of room for improvement on here. Did speak to the customer about adding surge, so that's something to bear in mind. Conduit on. I don't think I'll be able to put any clips on this just because naturally the clips are like this here, so that's going to hit. But I'm happy when that's clipped at the top there. That is not going anywhere. I'm fine with that meter being unsupported. I could put some more around it, but it would just look terrible. So I'm just going to leave it like that, as it's not going to go anywhere. It's a nice cut, snug fit. I'm going to put a clamp there. I've just marked it out with a Sharpie. So that'll be pinned back, nice and secure. We've got an elbow, elbow, and then I've brought it down off the ceiling so I can get the saddles in up here. Because otherwise, if you run it up to the ceiling, you can't because the middle is there. So they'll be running along there, all the way along. Get the 2.5 in, which I've done. Let's feed it through this, through the conduit, get all the saddles on. We're a bit further along, I'm getting blinded by a laser. Set the laser up, or leaning tower piezo as I just called it, over there. And then up here, we've got lasered across, saddles all the way along, nice and neat. I can't fit an elbow that way and then an elbow down to drop down because there's not enough tolerance, like there's not enough gap here. And he fell over there, that was close. So I've just turned that one down and I'm just going to do this drop here, put a little bit of all round band around it or something, to a socket here, like an elbow there. So it'll be snug up against that wall, then kick it into an elbow and it'll go straight into the double socket there. That's all done, looking good, wired into the board. I've just put it across the front and into the RCBO as just a tall RCBO, all the way up, all the way across, all the way down to a double socket. Jobs are good. Right, now on to testing. I've already done the ZE. I'll put the reading was 0.15. I can't remember the PFC, I've took a photo of it ready to fill out the cert. The next test, I've already done IR before I put the socket front on, as it was just dead easy to do before I connected it up and connected it into the board. So now onto this little device, the R1, R2 link lead. So it's off, it's wide in, I'm not going to blow myself up. Let's clamp that onto the earth bar, like so. I should turn you around really and show you. So onto the earth bar, onto the live. Oh, that ain't gonna reach. Wilex doesn't reach. Right, let me take out the live. We're onto the other R1 or 2 link lead and let's give it a go. Onto continuity. It's already been nulled out, this lead, because last time I used it. And we're on. 0.12, 0.11. Now I'm happy I've done all my dead tests, done IR, done R1, R2, done the PFC ZE, so I know it's got a main earth to it. So now I'm happy to power that up. All the fronts are on, so then we can do our RC trip time and get a ZS. Technically I could have calculated it, but I may as well just plug it in and test it, to be fair. And we can do a function test on that RCBO. So let's do that now. Oh, that's a good sign, it didn't trip straight away. Everyone's gonna shout at me. I know you are gonna do it on 1 times now, but I'm not gonna. Oh, I've not turned the socket on, I'm an idiot. 8.09, and let's do this. Change that over to 180, and then turn him back on, and then come back over here, and then click test. So 18.5, lovely job. And then we'll just do a ramp test out of curiosity. And before anyone says, you've not done a function check, there you go. So we're on 30 milliamp on the ramp. Let's give it a go. And let's see what this Wilex RCBO is tripping at. 19 milliamp. And then from all them people commenting saying, you didn't get a ZS. You're wrong. 3 lead, low, Z max. Let's give it a whirl. Should be about 0.46, I reckon. No, way better than I thought. Must have good parallel earth paths here, or I'm just an idiot and can't do maths. Any minute now, it's going to shoot out. Pew. Right, so I've decided to relabel the whole entire fuse board, as it's my dad's friend, and I'm going to make this install nice and good looking. So before, if I can lift the fuse board, they've just dogged in the standard Wilex ones of sockets, lights, sockets, which is no use to anyone. So I've actually done it as quickly ran around with my plug top and just figured out what's what. So then he knows exactly what's what, and my new one is fully labelled up. So let's get that stuck on and let's get rid of this ugly sticker and let's put them all underneath with my fancy ones, and it's going to look good. We're all done. I've just wet wiped every bit of conduit and I've even given the fuse board a bit of a clean up, peeled off the old ugly sticker, so we're back to a blank canvas. I've left the spare blanks and buzz bar covers up there in the future, but looking nice. Labelled all under here. I've not put the next date of inspections and stuff because obviously I've not inspected this property. I've just put that on. So it says about this installation should be periodically inspected. In the future, it's ready for when they sell this or anything like that. Obviously, test RCD, all that shebang. It's a new build, so I don't need to mix colours, and you don't necessarily need that anymore. Shame the sticker didn't come off in one, but everything's nice, neat, labelled and secure, which we like. So jobs are good on. If you want any work doing, holler your boy. The plot thickens. So we'll come to fit the hive light, There's already one existing out here, just there. So we want the same measurement on this wall here. I've done a pencil mark there, so it's going to be like around about there. Perfect. My original idea, if I step back it out the wind, was to come from the switch, hoping that there'd be a permanent feed, just live neutral earth, straight out, and it's roughly going to be drilling through there. But it's never the way. That's literally a free core for the two-way switching from there all the way around to there. So what I'm going to have to do is have that board cover back off, put a bit of conduit up. Luckily I've got some offcuts, and then across and then down to that, and then just be a permanent feed off the fuse board. Before I go any further and show you what else I got up to that day, I will just quickly talk to you about Tradify. As you'll know, they're a channel sponsor and help support this channel, which I'm greatly appreciative for. And I use Tradify day in, day out. I was using it before they even sponsored the channel, and obviously I've grew up like my business model using Tradify as Nick used it and everyone else around me, Mitch, every other trade I get along with, they're using Tradify. So I've just grown up using it and realised how efficient it is and helps everyone else's business. So I joined the bandwagon, and then they were ever so kind to sponsor the channel. So I'm just going to quickly talk to you about how it's impacted my business over the past 12 months, as it's coming up to a 12 months of me running Adam Dunlop Electrical, which so far has been very successful. And I'm grateful for all my customers that have used me, and I personally believe Tradify has helped that customer base stay with me. They've kept my customer base all in contact, so I know exactly where all my customers are. I know all of their details. It's all in one platform. I haven't got to worry about, oh, this phone number's saved in my phone as random, or their address, as I see some plasterers doing. So it's all in one place. I haven't got to worry about that. If I go back to do future works on jobs like I have before, I just open up the customers and then send them a new quotation. All their generic details are in there: address, information, email, phone number. It's simple. So it makes my life 100 times easier as a business owner. So if you want to grab Tradify, you can use Adam30 as the code, or alternatively in the description there'll be a link and you can grab it below and get 30% off for the first 3 months. Or you could give it a 14-day free trial to see if it will affect your business or help you run your business day in, day out. So don't forget to check that out, as they are a channel sponsor and help support me. And I'll get back to the electrical work. Right, sorry about the gale force winds. Let's click you on there, and then I've took the bracket apart. I've got my marksman in my pocket, so let's mount this Philips Hue light. We want it bottom of that. No, that's the centre, so we need the centre of that, and then the bottom of it is just above that brick a little bit, so it's just there. So that's where we need to go. So now that's in the correct position. I'm just looking over the other one to confirm. Then I'll get my little pocket level and put him on top. Oh my god, is it not flat? No. So put it on the side, and then we shall level it up. And let's do a mark there where we need to drill through. We've been in the shop. I've finalised inside. I'll just quickly show you that. So we've got a conduit on, up, down, round into the board. Just need to wire it in the board. Out here we've got the Philips Hue light bulb in, which is like 50 quid or something, and there's a Philips Hue light fitting, which is like 60 quid, which comes with a white bulb in, but the customer wants these colour changing Hive ones, Hive Philips Hue ones in, and they're 50 quid, but you managed to get them on a sale on Amazon. It's a lot further on in the day, and we've done a few more jobs. I've literally just got to connect this last thing up, and then I'm done. I've already filled out a certificate and tested everything else. Spur off the ring, conduit out along to a black outdoor Knightsbridge socket, and then the other thing I had to quickly fix was, I'll put some photos on the screen now of what it looked like before with a cable going down, but put some express mortar in there and on that roll plug hole, and then remounted it, and then on the inside I've put a proper fuse spur, so it's down rated onto a 3 amp fuse, and it's a non-switch fuse spur, so you can't switch it on or off. Down the side here, obviously you've got the one light that was already there. I put up this one, and then on the inside, I never showed you, let me just quickly show you. I did that, so it's all labelled up. Also, the customer's got these cool LED lights. I'll try and show you without blinding you. that just plug in a E27 or bayonet. Bayonet they are. I'm blind, I've just looked at it. But I'm going to leave that video here as I'm just wrapping up and it's a Friday, and then I've got to go and pick up some stuff from Trickle Electrical for an EV charger over the weekend, and then I've got to go and look at another job and take off some socket fronts so the kitchen fitters can put a backboard on. So thanks for watching, catch you next one, bye!